Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. This particular video is going to be unpopular opinions about Gen Zs and things that Gen Zs do that I personally do not like. These views should be seen as totally subjective perspective. Now the first one is how easily offended they are, and it's usually about things that don't even really require that amount of vexing. And for instance, you could literally say, I prefer apples to oranges, and then somebody will say that's a hate speech against oranges when I think that oranges are not worthy of being fruits. The person literally said I prefer apples to oranges. The person is not downgrading or speaking ill of any of the two fruits. Another one is cancel culture. See, personally, I don't even really resonate with the word cancel culture, and that's because it doesn't really hold any meaning for Gen Zs, because literally, like, online they're like, let's cancel this person, but then offline you are going to their concerts, you are buying their merchandise, you are patronizing their brands. Why are you living two different lives? Like, you're like, let's cancel this person online, and then offline and even lip syncing to their songs. Like, why bring up the let's cancel if you're not even going to cancel? I feel like it's a word that is thrown around a lot and it doesn't really hold meaning for Gen Zs. A mental disorder is not a unique thing. Why does everybody want to have a mental disorder so bad? Like, there was this particular time on the internet that everybody was talking about ADHD, ADHD, ADHD. I have ADHD. I'm like those times I'm like, did you even read about this particular mental disorder you're talking about? Like, does it mean because you cannot concentrate suddenly you have ADHD? Before you talk about all these mental disorders and claim to have them, at least have some, like, a little bit of information on them. And then most of them use TikToks as their diagnostic tool. See, leave TikTok alone. TikTok is not a diagnostic tool. Like, just go to a psychiatrist and see if you have a mental disorder or not. And it's very disrespectful to people actually struggling with this mental disorder. Another one that really works me is celeb adoration. They put celebrities and influencers on this pedestal like they are not humans. Sometimes I even see tweets like, if this celebrity and this celebrity break up, then I will never believe in love. And I'm like, does it mean you don't have ancestors that have ever been in love? Does it mean that you don't have people in your life that are in love? Does it mean that you don't have friends that, like, I don't understand, why are you using a celebrity's life to set standards for yourself? I'm going to use Twitter a lot in this particular video for reference purposes, and that's because I am more of a Twitter person. I use Twitter more than any other app, so please bear with me. Now let's say that you tweet a particular thing on Twitter, you just scroll or just like or retweet. Now let me tell you, the instant an influencer quotes that particular tweet with maybe, like, let's say you're mad for this particular opinion, you are silly for this particular opinion, every other person dives into your comments and quotes with that particular mentality. Now nobody tries to understand the view or the opinion that you had or what you were trying to pass across. Nobody cares anymore. In that instance, that a celebrity or an influencer quotes your tweet with their own, every other person suddenly moves or pushes in that particular direction. Like, why, as a Gen Z, why don't you have a mind of your own? And that brings me to herd mentality. Like, it is killing Gen Zs. Once a particular person moves in a particular direction, every other person wants to get or try to understand the view or the perspective that you're coming from. Every other person moves towards that direction. So if you're even making any sense of what you said, nobody really cares about that anymore, because they have picked their stance, and usually it's like a thing of majority carries the vote for them. So what majority say is what every other person is going to say. So why don't you have a mind of your own? Another thing is they blame a lot of their really bad attitudes on trauma. Like, they blame a lot of things that they do on trauma. So I was traumatized, and therefore every other person that meets me or comes in contact with me is going to be traumatized. I grew up this particular way, so because of it I cannot take responsibility or accountability for my actions. I feel like this whole trauma thing that they use as an excuse for their behaviors is like a way of dodging accountability and taking responsibility for their actions. Trauma is not a badge of honor for poor decision making. Another one is tough love mentality. They have this tough love mentality, and I think that it is deeply influenced or pushed by social media narratives. Like everybody wants to appear like a tough guy, a hard guy. The way they will even attack you when you say anything remotely romantic, like it will off you, because I don't even understand why are you so adamant about being perceived as a tough love kind of person. It's like a first person to show that a person cares kind of context. So they're always like, I can't do this for a person, I can't do this for a person, I can't do this for a person. Then I'm like, go outside and touch grass, because then when you are actually in love, you will do those things that you said you will not do. So I don't understand, why are you making noise on social media? Actually talking fast because I want this video to be like a really short one. So yes, so there's this moral superiority thing and high moral ground thing that is very common with GenZs. It's like a holier than thou kind of thing. So, and the thing is that most of these things even create double standards. Like you literally contradict yourself all the time. Today you're like, a lady should act this certain way, a man should act this certain way. Tomorrow when it doesn't favor you, you're like, no, a lady should act this certain way, a man should act this certain way. Like pick a stand and stand by it. All these moral standards that you're setting, like necessary is not necessary. It's like a moral context on the internet. You see this particular person, you shade them for what they wear, what they do, and how they appear. But like in real life, you are doing way worse than that. So who is fooling who? Why are you fooling yourself? You want to appear like the person with the best upbringing, and like it's not necessary. Also, they have a blatant disrespect for cultural values. For instance, I saw a tweet one time about a person saying that she passed a little girl or like a younger person, and the person did not greet them, and other people in the course were like, they did not greet you, why can't you greet them? And I'm like, or did the internet make us this way? Like, how have we forgotten a lot of cultural instillments, cultural practices that were instilled in us? Like the rule, if you are a Nigerian, you know that when you see your elder, you are supposed to greet. So I don't understand what's the, if you don't greet them, you have to greet. If they don't greet you, greet them first. If they don't do this one, do it first. Like I don't know, why are we so bent on removing, like scraping every cultural value that we grew up with? We're not abroad. They want to adopt Western culture so much that they lose their own values. Now, like I said, we are not outside the country. You are in Nigeria. Like when you are in Rome, act like the Romans. If you're in anywhere, act like them. Those things that you're trying to defend, in your own country, like it's something that you're supposed to do. So like, what's the whole point of bringing think paste inside it? Now the last one is stan culture. Stan is a word that I do not resonate with at all in any way, because I feel like it's a word that people use to show their toxicity and not feel bad about it. So they hide behind being stans and use that to be really toxic. Being a fan is okay, but when they enter stan, no, really count me out. I really dislike the stan culture, like a word that backs up their toxicity. So I feel like GenZs need more reality check. I think this is all that I find very off about GenZs, but the bottom line is we as GenZs are really cool and good, and we're easy to get along with. And yes, so this is the end of this particular video, and if you got to this point of this video, please give the video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.